All right, so I just did a video about a raid that took place here in Colorado Springs at an illegal nightclub, and we're talking about how people are kind of passing judgment early on and kind of doing their due process. And in that, had found, because there was a question asked in an interview with the DEA agent, Jonathan Pullen, about an event that took place in Adams County, similar to this one, where nobody was charged and charges were dropped against people. And so I found an article. It didn't take too long. I just needed more time to get information together about what happened. And as you can see here, this is from Denver 7 Investigates. None of the 49 detainees in the Adams County DEA raid are facing charges. And my question is, what happened? Was it something with evidence? Was it something with the way they processed the crime scene? What was going on? Now, important to know, it was an immigration raid. That was the guys it was held under. But there's more to that. So let me get to some relevant information from this article, and I will provide those updates here. I don't know why I do this, because you guys don't see the cuts. You just see the cut and go. So what struck me as interesting is in the video that Pullen did for Colorado Springs, he said that it was a quick, smooth operation, and that as soon as they opened the door, firearms and drugs hit the floor. And I thought that was kind of funny because it stuck out in this article, and I'm going to read from what it says. This is from Tony Kowalewski, who's a Denver chief investigator who had quoted the agent and the district attorney for that. Sorry, as I'm losing the word here. He said, the truth is that there were drugs present and there were guns present, but the operation unfolded so quickly that when the lights came on in the club, all the drugs fell on the floor. That's what Pullen had said. I can't charge a person with drug trafficking unless I can prove it was in their hands or in their pocket. And in this case, the weapons hit the floor, the drugs hit the floor. So no one was charged with drug trafficking from that incident. And but there still may be other charges coming. And there were none. And that's the problem. The same event happened here. So how many people are going to be let go because they have no proof? None. This is an example of where a lot of these law enforcement agencies act exceptionally quickly and mess things up. So while it's sensationalized that they raided this place, that's great. If the same situation happened where everything hit the floor, as he described, that's an issue. So yeah, they're going to get headlines for breaking in the club. But again, if they can't charge anybody with any sizable crime, then a DA is not going to be able to convict on trafficking. And that's the problem here. So I don't know how credible this agent is, considering a 6-month operation in Adams County was botched by an agent that now is on a 7-month project or investigation that may also get botched because of similar circumstances. So if a lot of this stuff hit the floor, and as this article talks about, was in personal quantities don't carry the same sentencing. And speaking from experience of how law enforcement deals with these stuff, generally, they'll let a person with personal quantities go because it's not a big enough crime. And additionally, it may disrupt other investigations. So this sounds like it's a bungled mess like the last one at Adams County was. So I feel bad to a degree for the agent because I'm sure he wants to do good. But if they're being very gung-ho about this, it's not going to get them much. So yeah, so it looks like it was kind of a botched investigation, in my opinion, because they acted on information that was either false or they did not have. They raided a building in Denver under the guise it was a huge trafficking operation when it was a party where people did have stuff, but they couldn't catch anybody with it on their person. This is why I tell you guys in the last video, you can't listen to TV shows and movies, because based on what I'm seeing here and dealing with law enforcement, if I have drugs in me and I drop them, dropping them is circumstantial. They have to prove it was in your pocket. And a lawyer, not even a good lawyer, is going to be able to say, how did you know it was in their pocket? Well, I saw them drop it. Are you sure you saw them drop what you saw them drop? So, and we're seeing that in action here. So, and it doesn't even sound like any of the 49 people that were illegal were deported even. So I'm interested to see if any of this takes place going forward. Granted, El Paso County is a different county than Adams County, but I just don't see this going very far. Again, I will keep my eyes on it, but let me know what you think below. And what you think is going to happen with this, or if you have any questions, and I'd be glad to answer those. But really kind of interesting to see how this guy's doing the same thing they did before, and this investigation is getting botched. Maybe his hands being forced by other federal agencies. I don't know, but I think we're going to see a repeat of what happened here in Adams County, or not here in Adams County, but in the article in Adams County. I'm in El Paso County or Colorado Springs, Colorado. So.